Good morning, day 9, and this is what a mental health day looks like. I woke up this morning not wanting to wake up, and it's one of those days. Anyway, I had a nice relaxing start to my day, but decided that drinking my coffee in bed was something that I wasn't going to do. So I'm up and Steve has made me a coffee from the Gardener Cafe, and I've picked up the work that my mum started and I'm working on, and I'm trying to decide what to do for my next row. So anyhow, I have blue to go with the blue in the middle, and that's where I'm at. And I have a variegated blue because this one is a bit thin, so I'm going to join two ends together and see how I go. So we're at the corner. I put my needle through the just into the hole between the first chain and the first treble. I'm hooking the two wool strands through, and I'll join them, leaving me a couple of good inches on length because this one's much thicker. It's a size 9 needle. Anyway, three chain up, 3 treble into the back and round to the front, 3 treble in the back and around to the front, and a couple more of these, 1 chain, and then I'll decide whether I made the right choice or whether I'm going to put this down and sort through all my colours again to see if I can find something that will actually go. Right, so we're heading round. And one more. I think it's looking good. It's certainly feeling nice, and yeah, head off round that row. It's nice to find a good colour to define a row. One of the things about hugs is the textural component and the way that not everything feels the same. There's a name for it, but it helps having different textures and different different textures and the different way it feels. When you slide your hand over something that all feels the same, you lose the power of the piece, because your brain becomes attached to the sameness. When you slide your hand over something that has got different textures, it feels more intense because your brain is actually processing all those different textures, and so it's more switched on, I think. Maybe there is something in that, sensorial wise, or if that's the right word, that having different textures works. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a mental health expert. I just know that feeling different textures can sort of help with the calming process for me. Anyway, yeah. So there we go. This one here is now getting to nearer the end of when I would declare it a completed hug. We've got probably 6 more rows to do, maybe, possibly only 4 more rows to do before it gets to the right hug size. I suppose I could give you the mathematical dimensions. Of a good size hug. So this is a good size hug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 20 rows, but with a super chunky needle. And as you go down in needle size, when we are working with this piece, we're probably going to need about 40 rows to get us to a good hug size. But the size is up to you, and I've made man size hugs before, which have been significantly bigger for 6 foot size blokes, bigger again, and I've made them really chunky and very heavy so that they get some relief from giving the hug a hug. Anyway, what are we? Yeah, I had a question asking me how long it takes for me to do one of my hugs, and what I said was, if the movie's good, if the movie's good and I've got all the right wool, I can do one in an evening. So 4 to 6 hours. But if I'm doing a baby blanket, that's a whole lot more stitching to do, and that can take me 2 to 3 days. And that's if I've got all the colours I want, and if I can find the next row to work on. I have boxes and boxes of all kinds of mismatched yarn, and my intention is to not buy any more, and to try and use up all my wool. And for those who are already woolaholics, you'll understand that it has a negative equation attached to it, or a positive one if you look at it like that. The more wool you do make up, the more it seems to multiply. So I started with 1 bag of wool, and now I've got 16, and it just keeps growing. And the faster I crochet, the faster it grows, which sounds ridiculous, but ask my husband. It's happened, and yeah, I'm possibly even a little oblivious to the collection process now, which is hard to manage when you don't actually see it happening. But anyway, that is another heading round a row on that one. So I'll have that finished in due course. Ask me questions and subscribe, and if I'm going too fast, look back on the first few videos. If you don't know what tools to use, I think video day 4 might have all the tools that I've shown you. I haven't shown you my wool stash yet, but I'll do that at some point. If I tilt this way, you'll be able to see some of my wool stash. Yeah. And we won't talk about the rest right now. Yeah. Anyway, I'm having a mental health day and I'm enjoying the sunshine because it's out. It's day 9, and 210 poor souls. And yeah, we'll see what today brings, and I'll find some sparkle in my day and might even upload a video once I'm dressed, and I'll work on our little pink and purple piece that I've been working on with you. But I just needed to have the weight of this one, which is heavier, and feel comforted. Anyway, have the best day. Sayonara.